Hey first grade, it's Miss Finney. If you are either in Miss Finney's class or Miss Kelly's first grade class, you're in the right spot because we're about to get right into our math. For our math today, friends, you all will need three things. The three things that you guys will need today is a piece of paper, a pencil, and of course, your brain so that we can continue to grow those brains. If you need a chance to go grab a pencil and a piece of paper, you can pause the video right now so that you can grab those materials. All right, first grade, now that you have your materials, you have your paper, pencil, and of course that brain of yours, we're going to get right into our application problem today. For your application problem today, you'll need your piece of paper and pencil so that you can show your work on your paper. For the problem, Miss Kelly and I would love to see that you drew a picture with labels, you have a number sentence that also has labels, and you also write out a statement that answers the question in our problem. I know you all can do it. Are you ready to get started into our problem? I knew you were ready. All right, friends, go ahead and get those listening ears on. Reggie was counting lions at the zoo. He saw 14 lions, but then 5 went inside to eat. How many lions does Reggie see now? I'm going to read that one more time for you, okay, first grade? Reggie was counting the lions at the zoo. He saw 14 lions, but then 5 went inside to eat. How many lions does Reggie see now? All right, first grade, go ahead and pick that pencil up and start to work. Now is a great time. Go ahead and pause the video. When you're finished with your problem, go ahead and play the video to see if your work matches with Miss Finney's. Welcome back, first grade. I know that you're finished with your application problem because you hit that play button. If you haven't finished your problem yet, go ahead and hit that pause button so that you can finish that problem before you see the answer to our problem. All right, friends, I know that if you are still watching at this point, that means you are finished with your problem. So we're going to solve our problem now. I know our problem was about our good old buddy in Mr. Kelly's class, Reggie. Our story was all about Reggie, and Reggie went to the mall. Wait, no, let me look in my story. Reggie went to the zoo. Reggie went to the zoo and saw some lions. I know how many lions that Reggie saw in all. The most lions that Reggie saw at the zoo was 14. He didn't see any more than 14 lions, so I know that that's the most that he saw. I'm going to put a label L, and that L stands for lions because that's how many lions that Reggie saw. Then something happened in my story. I know that something happened to some of those lions. Well, in that story, 5 of those lions went inside to... You're right! They went inside to eat. But how many lions went inside to eat? 5 lions went inside to eat. So in my number bond, that's going to help me out. 5 lions went inside to eat. I labeled it an I to stand for inside because I know that 5 of those lions went inside. Well, now I have to think about how many lions that Reggie sees right now. Well, I still want to know how many lions that Reggie sees, so I'm going to use the label S to see how many he sees. Now, I could just count on for my smaller number to figure out that piece, but I'm going to use a tape diagram to help me figure this out. I know in my tape diagram, I know my whole, which is how many lions that Reggie sees, so I'm going to start with that 14. Can you all count with me? Thanks! Let's count together. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. I know that 14 is the total amount of lions that Reggie saw all together at the zoo. Because this was all of the lions that Reggie saw, I'm going to draw my 14 at the top and label it an L to stand for lions. Do I know how many lions went inside? Yeah, 5 lions went inside. So in my tape diagram, I'm going to color in those 5. Can you guys count with me again? Thanks. Let's count together. Go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. These 5 lions went inside. I'm going to draw a line in my tape diagram because that's going to be the amount of lions that Reggie S sees. Notice Miss Finney has labels and I also have my numbers because that's what we have to do in our tape diagrams. To figure out how many lions that Reggie sees, I'm going to count up how many circles I have left. Do you all think you can count with me? Thanks, you guys are such amazing counters. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. How many lions does Reggie still see? 9! You're so right. I wrote my number 9 and I also put a mystery box around that because I know that's the part that we didn't know. I'm also going to fill that into my number bond now that I know it. And there's 2 more things that I need to make sure that I have because all first graders make sure they have a picture with labels, which we have. We added a number bond just to help our thinking more. We still need a number sentence and a statement. For my number sentence, I know that Reggie saw 14 lions. But then 5 of those lions went inside. Well, after those lions went inside, Reggie still saw some lions, and he still saw 9 lions. Notice I still put my labels and I also have a nice number sentence. The very last thing that I need is my statement. Remember, your statement answers your question. The question was, how many lions does Reggie still see? Well, I can say, Reggie sees 9 lions. See how Miss Finney has a nice complete sentence? Reggie sees 9 lions. I completed my application problem. Right now, if you need to, you can pause the video to check your work with my work. If you got it, go ahead and give yourself a high five because you nailed it. All right, friends. I'm going to go ahead and let you guys look over your work. Go ahead and take this time to look over your work. If you need to pause the video to check some of your work, go ahead and do that right now. Great job, first grade. You guys did your first application problem. Now we're going to get into what we're going to be learning today. Today, you guys are going to be using and understanding that 2-digit numbers, you can use your tens and ones to help you write addition number sentences. We're going to get into our first example. For our first example today, you all can follow along on the slide up here. You can also track me so I can show you how I'm going to be solving the problem also today. All right, first grade, let's get started into our first problem. Today, friends, like I said, you're going to use 2-digit numbers to help you be able to make some addition number sentences with those. We're going to use our knowledge of tens and ones to help us understand how we can even write addition number sentences. You all have had so much practice working with your tens and ones and with 2-digit numbers and with addition number sentences. Today, while I'm going through this first example, I want you to be thinking about what you know about your tens and your ones. I'm going to start with my first number. I'm going to use my hide 0 cards that you guys have all seen. And I want you to think about when I pull these hide 0 cards apart, what 2 numbers do you think you're going to see? I know that when I pull these 2 hide 0 cards apart, I'm going to see the 2 numbers 70 and I'm also going to see the number 8 because the 2 numbers 70 and 8 make up the number 78. I want to think right now about the 70. How many 10s are in 70? Ooh, I know because of calendar math that there's 7 10s in the number 70. Now I want to think about my 8. How many 1s are in the number 8? 8, of course. Let's say this as 10s and 1s. 7 10s and 8 1s is 78. I'm going to use a number bond to show you how I broke my number 78 into two parts. So like I said, I'm going to show you how I use a number bond to break my number 78 into tens and into ones. When I broke my number apart and I used the hide zero cards, I broke the number 78 into my tens and into my ones. There's 7 tens in the number 70. The value of 7 tens is 70. So in my number bond, I'm going to write 70. Well, also when I broke it up, I also broke it up into 70 and 8. I know that there's 8 ones in the number 78. And the value of 8 ones is 8. So I can write that in my number bond. If I put the two numbers 70 and 8 together, that makes the number, let's see, 70 and 8. If I put those together, that makes the number 78. I know that 70 and 8 make the number 78. I can also use this number bond to help me write an addition number sentence to match how I broke 70 and 8 up. I know that 70 plus 8 make what number? I heard you back there. 78. 70 and 8 make that number 78. Miss Finney used a number bond to help me break that number apart. I also used an addition number sentence to break that number apart as well. I can also, if I really have a hard time thinking about this number 78, I can use a place value chart to help me understand. I know that that T in our place value chart stands for tens, and that O in our place value chart stands for ones. I know that in that number 78, there are 7 tens in the number 70, so I can write 7 tens here. I also know that there's 8 ones in the number 78, so I can write that here. This helps me break it down, and my number bond, number sentence, and place value chart all help me break that number apart into two different pieces of my tens and my ones. Today, you all are going to get a lot of practice breaking down our two-digit numbers into tens and into ones and putting them back together to make a nice number sentence. Are you all ready to try another one? You're ready to try another one? All right, let's get started. The problem that we're going to do together, we're going to break the number 54 up, that two-digit number, and we're going to break it up into our tens and our ones. We're going to look closely at that number 54. I want you to think about that number 54. How many tens are in that number 54? Well, if you struggle to figure that out, that's okay, because we can always write it in our place value chart. I'm going to write the number 54 in my place value chart. In my place value chart, I see that there's 5 tens in the number 54, and there's 4 ones in the number 54. So, right now I want you to think, we're breaking this up into our tens and our ones. There's 5 tens. What's the value of 5 tens? Did you just say 50? You're so good. The value of 5 tens is 50. So in my number bond, I wrote that the value was 50. Ooh, now I want you to think, what's the value of 4 ones? Did you just say 4? You're so good. So I'm going to write that 4 in my number bond. I know that the two numbers 50 and 4 make up one number. If I put 50 and 4 together, what number does it make? You guys are so smart. Did you all just say 54? You're so amazing. 54. 50 and 4 make the number 54. Now, I can use this number bond to help me write out a number sentence that matches both my number bond and my place value chart. In my number bond, I have the number 50, and I also have that number 4. I know that if I put 50 and 4 together, they make 54. You got it. I wrote a number sentence to match that number bond because I know that that's how I can break my 10s and my 1s apart. Now, I want you to look a little closer to your numbers. And I want you to think about what you notice. Well, you guys are so amazing. I notice that I have 2 add-ins. Remember, your add-ins are those numbers that you add together. Well, I notice 50 is bigger than 4. And I notice that 4 is smaller than 50. I bet I can make a statement that matches that number sentence. 4 more than 50 is 54. I can write that here. 4 more than 50 is 54. If I have the number 50 and I add 4 more, I still get the number 54. What I notice is that I have the number 4, I have the number 50, and I also have the number 54. All 3 of those numbers are in my number sentence. And they're also, guess where they are? They're in that number bond too. That's really, really cool. Now, first grade, do you all think you can try breaking another 2-digit number up into 10s and 1s? Writing a number sentence? Filling out a number bond? Do you think you can do it? Oh man, I know you guys are ready. All right, friends, get ready. At this time, first grade, go ahead and pick up that piece of paper again and your pencil. This time, I want you to try this one all on your own. Your magic 2-digit number that you have today that you're going to break into 10s and 1s is the number 83. You're going to break that number 83 into 10s and 1s. You'll show me and Miss Kelly by using a number bond. You'll show us also by using that number sentence, and you'll also show us in that statement at the bottom. The statement that you all have on your screen up there says 3 more than 80 is You'll also fill out that number sentence, putting those 2 numbers together. All right, friends, I'm going to have you pause the video right here so that you can complete the work that's up on the whiteboard right there. Go ahead and get started, first grade. I'm going to put that right back up and you guys can get started. Remember, your magic 2-digit number is 83. Whew! I know you guys just worked extra hard. Used your 2-digit number 83 and you broke that number 83 into 10s and 1s. This is a time that you can go back and practice. Now, I'm going to have you all complete this last part of our work today. All right, first grade, we're coming to the end of our video. The very last thing that we're going to do is you all have your problem set that's up on the screen up here. In just a moment, I'll make it a little bigger so that you guys can make sure you complete that problem set. You don't have to complete the whole thing. Pick a few problems that you would like to show your teacher. Again, that work will be done on that piece of paper. So when you're finished with morning meeting, reading, and math, take a picture of all of that work, and at the end of the day, you can send all of your work to your teacher. All right, friends, it's been a great math session with you all today. I hope you enjoy the rest of your day and enjoy solving some of those problems. Bye!